There we go. You should be able to hear me now. Hopefully that fixed it. For some reason, the microphone settings in OBS had changed from my wavelength stream to just nothing. Like it had disconnected the microphone, but it still had the audio stream named wavelength, which means you didn't hear the music at the beginning either. So let me start over. Hello! How's it going? You are first. It is Wednesday, December 11th, 2024. I'm here for you to draw pictures. That's why I never use OBS. I can't afford to use anything else. I'm poor. I'm a poor, starving artist. Oh, yes. Hooded Squirrel was here first. That has to be acknowledged before we do anything else. That's where we should start. I hope everybody's having a good night. I'm glad you guys couldn't hear my nasty throat noises though when I first started. I ran to the store because I've been really low energy tonight and I needed some energy. But basically anytime I go outside and I get cold, everything freezes up. Mine did that last night, but with the Elgato. Yeah, I don't know what's going on. What I was saying when you guys told me that you had no sound was that like 3/4 of the internet exploded today anyway. And I don't know what caused it, but I'm glad that you're here, even though the internet went down. I got in with XSplit when it was $50 for a lifetime license and couldn't resist. That's my audio license I got on a Black Friday sale last year for a lifetime license to audio. That's AUDIIO. That's what I get the background music on my short videos. And I paid like $150 for it, and it is the best investment I've ever made. I wish I had had the money to do the Affinity Black Friday sale, but I didn't get the money until the Black Friday sale ended, so I missed out. But still gonna pick up the Affinity Studio. $160 for a lifetime license is still a really good price for Video Suite. So yeah, so what are we doing tonight? We're gonna draw, obviously. That's what we do here on the stream. We draw pictures. And where do we come up with the ideas for those pictures? We come up with the ideas for those pictures from the wheel of ideas and challenges. I actually have to take something off of here because I got to work on it today, so Solstice sticker can come off because I had I got the time to work on that. That may not have been just you. We had the same issue on campus today. Amazon, Facebook, and a few major sites went down, and everyone thought IT should be able to fix it. No, that's what I was saying, is it wasn't me. 3/4 of the internet exploded today. How did Acorn Man turn out? Well, I guess I could show you how Acorn Man turned out. I'll grab this button. That tells me you don't follow me on my other social medias because you would have seen Acorn Man. It is in this folder. Acorn Man. We'll hit OK and we'll turn you on and boom, there you go. Acorn Man. I'm very happy with Acorn Man. Acorn Man is probably going to become a sticker. I printed out, he's not a sticker yet. He was going to be a sticker, but I printed out my Patreon stickers today and my restock on my bestsellers, and then I only had one sheet of sticker paper left. I'm not on a ton of socials. That's fair enough. I'm on too many. They're not worth the time. Although there are times when I feel like Blue Sky is exactly like what Twitter was back when it first started. But then I remember that I'm not the same person as I was back then and don't really have any reason for it. Okay, so what do we got on the wheel? That's the $64 quintillion question right now. On the wheel, we currently have a skater zebra. And Skater Zebra will come with one of two flavors. It will either be a roller skating zebra, in which case I will totally put that zebra in some 90s skater nerd outfit, like not skater, but like roller skater, like short shorts, neon helmet, that sort of stuff. Or skateboarding zebra, which will be a grungy skater nerd. You know, as you do. We'll flip a coin when the time comes. Assassin Squirrel is still on the list. Will come up when it comes up. Daydreaming Sloth is still on the list. And then a Beach Alien and 100 Creatures Next Creature are on the list. Beach Aliens are for the December Patreon print, which I have been working on, but I really don't like, and I don't know if it's going to keep the same concept, if I'm being completely honest. I think I'm going to do something different. I'm really boofing it quite a bit. It was going to be a stretch of my skills, and it's one, I'm not sure if it's going to get to a place where I'd be happy to send that out to my patrons for their support. Like they deserve better. So it might end up being something different. And then the 100 Creatures Challenge is just a challenge I'm doing for funsies. So, I feel like my life is better without socials. I can 100% get behind that. I definitely feel like there's a lot of times when social media has been something that I have to do for my job, and it is really draining and exhausting. But there are also times when nice people talk to me on social media, which isn't very often, but sometimes. All right, so if anybody wants to add anything to this the wheel, you can just let me know by putting it in the chat. Otherwise, everything that's on the wheel stays in the wheel till it gets drawn. And I will put anything and everything on the wheel. So, that said, let's go ahead and spin it. I am going to get me a soundbite of the Tailspin theme song from the part that goes, spin it, let's get it when you spin it, spin it, spin it. All right, the next creature in our 100 Creatures Challenge. I actually had fun drawing this one on the stream the other day. The Huldra was what we did on the stream. And here's the thing that I'm starting to realize is that these creatures, like all of these Scandinavian spirit monsters, are some kind of beautiful young maiden. It makes me wonder why these spirit monsters feel the need to appear as beautiful young maidens. It's like, what are you trying to hide, monster? What are you trying to say about society? What are you trying to say, that all beautiful young maidens secretly want to consume your flesh? Monsters? Scandinavia? Vikings? I thought you were more progressive than that, Vikings. It's weird. I like this challenge. I do it every couple of years. It's something I just enjoy doing because it's the first ever art challenge I ever did. And it is one of those things where it gives me a good basis to see exactly how far I've grown as an artist, what I need to work on, where I've improved, where I still suck butts. Ooh, we got one that I can draw from without having to look anything up. So the creature I'm on is number 10, and creature number 10 is the troll. So this one will be pretty easy. I've drawn a lot of trolls. They come in all kinds of shapes and sizes. Trolls are a very diverse spirit creature. Spin it, let's begin it. Bear it in and grin it when you're in it. You can win it in a minute when you spin it, spin it, spin it. Typing on a phone sucks. I can imagine it does. I'm going to have to take that, and I'm going to have to record myself doing it in zombie voice. Spin it, let's begin it. Bear and grin it when you're in it. You can win it in a minute when you spin it, spin it, spin it. Spin, tail spin. More so when your hands are wet. I hate, I saw a thing, I was just watching a video and the dude, he's like it's like, oh, what is the name of the channel? I'm trying to think. He reviews old phones and talks about like when mobile phones were fun. It might even be when phones were fun. That might be that's the name of the series, at least. And in the series, he was showing off some cool like launchers for Android that made your phone look like other cool stuff. Like one that maybe really wanted what I really wanted one was he had a Galaxy Fold and had the L-Cars skin on it, so it looked like a tricorder. And then in the video he showed where they had actually used a Samsung Galaxy Fold with a 3D printed casing around it to do the tricorders in Picard. So I was like, I want one so bad. I want a tricorder phone. But in that video, he also had a custom case for his Pixel 7, which is what I have. I have a Pixel 7a. He had a custom case, and the custom case had a built-in like keyboard, physical keyboard. And I was like, physical keyboard. The greatest thing alive. Okay, so I'm drawing a troll here. I need to figure out some functions. I'm gonna actually clear this off. The most important part of a troll is basically the face. Like, trolls come in a lot of variety. And I think we've all talked enough about Dungeons or World of Warcraft. So we're not going to do a World of Warcraft style troll. I want to do, like, since all of these characters, like we've had this run of like Norse. Samsung made that. That's awesome. Had these runs of Norse creatures. I want to do like a more Norse take on trolls, which means like a really giant nose. It was a case that had a little detachable keyboard, and it would just snap on the front and make it a physical keyboard. It was great. I want one. Actually, what I really want is I want one that snaps on and then has a slide out QWERTY keyboard on the back, like my old Pixel phone, my Pixel 2 had with the slide out keyboard. I miss that slide out keyboard so much. And then we'll come up under here. This will be our little mouth line here, like that. And head will come back down. So giant nose, mouth underneath. And then I think big bushy eyebrows. Yeah, I know it's about time for a new slide phone, don't you think? I do. Here's the thing is that the MagSafe, like the Apple gets a lot of cool stuff because the MagSafe idea, magnet system, does some cool things and people are using it. It is a long bulbous nose. One of the things that I've seen is like a Sidekick case for an iPhone with the MagSafe that uses the MagSafe to slide the Sidekick around, the phone around, like the Sidekick used to do. So that's going to be the head, which means we have to finish the rest of the body inside this box because this is our thing. So, you know me. If you've been watching my art for any amount of time, you probably know I think it's really, really funny when you have someone with a giant upper body and little tiny legs. So I'm going to go giant upper body, little tiny legs on this dude. This chat is really slowing down my dishwashing. Yeah, wash those dishes, punk. Oh. So I don't know if anyone else has been feeling it this way. I bet Paraman probably has, although he might be the opposite because he's recovering. I had one of those days. I woke up today at like 5:30 in the morning and absolutely could not get back to sleep. So I've been awake since 5:30. And about 1:30 this afternoon, I absolutely hit the limit of my battery. I just was crashing, felt extremely exhausted, and you're down with OPP. Yeah, you know me. I have been just dragging butts ever since. So after dinner, I ran as fast as I could with my car on a road while maintaining the speed limit and also being slower than that because it's a windy road and it was dark and wet. But I went and got an energy drink and a big giant Diet Mountain Dew. Hashtag not sponsored, but Pepsi. If you're looking to sponsor some artists, I'm your guy. Other people's property? I've been up since 2:30 a.m. Join the club. Yeah, so it was weird because obviously my brain decided this morning that it was going to be entering a manic phase and then flipped the switch at some point and decided not to do that. I'm just gonna have these hands just kind of hanging, little goofy like. That's what I think. What I think I like. Oh yeah, this is a fun troll shape. I think this is fun. If you encountered this monster in a video game, you'd be like, that's a fun character design. What type of clothing should this troll be wearing? He probably should have some sort of pants. I'm thinking, you know what? This is what I'm thinking. I'm thinking strongman outfit with the one strap, all Andre the Giant style, coming down into some underwear, pants, diaper action here. Again, all Andre the Giant style, professional wrestler like. So that's a good shape. I like this shape. He needs some ears. I think I'm just gonna give him, oops, not watercolor ears, some big floppy ear here. I don't normally like to embrace too much in the loincloth. Rags. I'm still getting to that. Start to crash around 3:30. Usually be napping now, but someone has to do the dishes and my wife is too busy. I don't have to worry about that most of the time. I try to do the dishes as often as I can, actually. I don't like being too much of a mooch. This week has just been crazy busy for me, like mentally and just stuff wise. I have a wood carving of a troll skiing because I'm also Norse. I try usually not to embrace too much of the like big nose, big ears stuff because there's a lot of unfortunate implications in how that art has been used over the years. But I feel like when you're doing something like the 100 creature challenge, you want to go as traditional as possible and maybe reclaim some of those things. And it's nice to finally have a creature that isn't a beautiful maiden luring people to their death. Although today's creature, the one I did for today, the one that went out on the little short video, is it is a maiden, but it's a farm maiden who raises reindeer or cattle. And the only thing I could find on it was Wikipedia, and Wikipedia was like, and she's indistinguishable from anyone else until her herd is being threatened. And no information on what type of creature it actually was. Just some kind of white, some kind of ghost spirit. So I was like, okay, I guess shepherd ghost. You could easily turn this one work into two separate pieces of art by changing the face just enough to make him a cyclops, maybe giving it a different color scheme. That's how JRPG artists do it, right? You got to save that. Well, you can't, I wouldn't be able to make him a cyclops and save enough space. I could give him a different color scheme. I guess they don't worry too much about it anymore, but like, They just originally they did that to save space on the cartridge. Like, wasn't that the intention behind that? The color swapping. Can make one version of him have a purple color scheme and he'd be the gray troll. Actually, he'd be the grr troll. Gonna give him a little bit of fat lip here and just angry teeth. Yeah. And you know what? I'm gonna come up here and just for funsies, for no other reason than it popped into my head that it would look fun, I'm gonna give him some super huge nose hair. Like that, coming out the nose. And maybe we can just see some coming out the other side too. Oh, fun times. Okay, you guys wanted rags and a loincloth, so I'm just going to take the same concept that I already had going on, and we'll just extend it down like this. And here we'll just go, whoa. That's the way we do some hanging cloth now. When we're trying hard to cheat it all. And then still have this body that comes like this. But now this leg has got to come out from behind a loincloth segment. And have another bit hanging in the back. So the other part of his leg has to come in front. And then this part will come up. Big ol' poof of chest. Ear hair? Ooh. Mostly, but also development time. Art is often a bottleneck in game development. Ear hair. This is going to have some classic Chupo vibes to it, I think. If you are not a super giant cartoon nerd like me, and chances are you're not, there's not that many super giant cartoon nerds in the chat most of the time. Classic Chupo is the production house that did a lot of the early Nicktoons. They had a real grungy style to their animation. They did Rugrats and Rocket Power was theirs. All Real Monster is theirs. And my personal favorite Klasky Chupo, one that I don't think gets nearly enough recognition in the modern world, and probably is just a little underrated in general, was Duckman on USA. I should call Dad and tell him you were drawing him on stream. Oh, you should. He'd get a laugh. Did I give him 4 toes on both feet? Yes, I did. Okay. It's important to me that they have the right number of toes. He is starting to look a little bit like Crumb. Yeah, that's definitely have some vibes. And that's okay. There are definitely worse places to get some inspiration than Klasky Chupo cartoons, you know? I'm just gonna pull that line out a little bit just to kind of make the clothes come off the body a little. Really what made me think of it is I did this ear thing here, and back in May for animation, I did suddenly can't remember their names. The little fly dude and the bully that he rode on. The little fly dude who was voiced by Tim Curry. And he had a lot of similar features to what I've got going on here. The bully dude, not the fly dude. And then their teacher had ear hair like that. So it definitely has some Ah Real Monsters vibes. And I'm totally okay with that. Ah Real Monsters is probably my favorite of the Klasky Shupo Nicktoons. My favorite Nicktoon. Okay. Just for the record, I'm putting this out there. You don't have to agree with me. Everyone gets their own opinion here. My favorite Nicktoons in order from like my most favorite to third place is Rocko's Modern Life is number 1. Doug is number 2. And then Ah Real Monsters is number 3. And really, like, there's a lot of great classic Nicktoons from the 90s. So that's a hard list to put together, but because like a lot of people would come in and be like, what about Invader Zim? And I'd be like, Invader Zim was a little bit after my time. Did they also do Cow and Chicken? Because I see a few cow features in that face. They did not do Cow and Chicken, but there's definitely some heavy influence in my personal art style from that era of cartoons. The one person I wish I had more of in my art that I probably don't have enough of is Bruce Timm. I wish I had more Bruce Timm in my personal art style. Bruce Timm, of course, the creator of the DC animated universe. I want a bigger brush. That's one of the reasons the zombie is going through his cosplay phase right now. Is I'm trying to practice some other cartoonist illustrator styles that are really big inspirations to me. Angry Beavers was a good cartoon, but also a little bit after my time as a big Nicktoons person. I don't think Angry Beavers is a Klasky Shupo cartoon. I could look it up, but I don't think it was. But it was a fun cartoon. I enjoyed Angry Beavers. But again, a little bit after my time as a avid Nickelodeon watcher. Once you get into the late 90s, I was into high school. And so by the time I got into high school, the amount of time I spent watching Nickelodeon went way down. And really, once the animation blocks on MTV really started to mature, the amount of time I spent watching Nickelodeon went way down. I was Rocket Power, Cat Dog, and Invader Zim. I know for a fact Rocket Power is a Klasky Shupo cartoon, but it was one of the last Klasky Shupo cartoons. It's kind of sad what happened with Klasky Shupo, but also kind of like inspiring for people who work with their spouse. Klasky Shupo was a production studio that was run by a husband and wife animation team. And when they got divorced, they kept working together, and they actually did some of their best work after their divorce. But as time went on, without them being married, like they became more and more business focused, and the more business focused they became, the less creative they were. And then SpongeBob came along and just kind of killed them as an agency, put the death nails in the nails in the coffin. Daria, yes. So definitely, like, Daria is huge for me. I was more of a Kids Next Door Recess Rugrats guy. So again, Rugrats was Klasky Shupo's first Nicktoon. course, Rugrats was one of the first original sets of Nicktoons. So I know they did Rugrats. Kids Next Door was a cartoon, which means it was basically Hanna-Barbera, and Recess was Disney. All good cartoons, though. I'm not judging anybody for that list. That's a good list. Daria is definitely an important cartoon as far as my like social development is concerned. My freshman year in high school, I would go over after school and hang out with a friend of mine, and we would watch MTV cartoons like well into the night. I don't know why my parents just let me like stay out until 11 o'clock at night as a freshman in high school. It seems very weird. They trusted me, I guess. But we would watch like the Oddities cartoons, and then Syphil and Ollie were definitely a big thing for me at that time. So the MTV Oddities cartoons would have been like the Max and the Head, the stuff that came after Liquid Television. And then Yeti Detective and I used to watch like Eon Flux and stuff like that. I'm gonna bring this head down and around like that. And then bring this lip like that. Kim Possible was also Disney, but I loved that show. Ooh, they did As Told by Ginger and Thornberries too. Yes, Wild Thornberries was what was theirs. I confession. So here's how far behind me that was. I have never seen an episode of As Told by Ginger. I know a lot of people who are just a few years younger than me that absolutely loved that show, but I've never seen an episode. Kim Possible is a show I did not watch in the time, but have watched as an adult fan of American cartoons and as a huge fan of Will Friedle. I know it's kind of blasphemy to say anyone but Kevin Conroy, but Will Friedle is my favorite voice of Batman. But Kevin Conroy is obviously my favorite voice of Bruce Wayne. For anyone who doesn't know, Will Friedle, who played Eric on Boy Meets World and was the voice of Ron Stoppable on Kim Possible, also voiced Terry McGinnis on Batman Beyond. Oh, I remember you loving Syphil and Ollie, which I have never seen and don't know how to spell. Ollie is spelled right. I remember running home after school to watch the Super Mario Brothers show because I'm old. Now, was that the Super Mario Brothers Super Show with Captain Lou Albano? Or was that the Super Mario Brothers cartoons based on like Super Mario Brothers 3 and then later Super Mario World? Because, you know, there's a difference. And I was too young. So it was you're probably talking about the Super Mario Brothers Super Show, because I didn't get off school in time because I was in elementary school. So I didn't get to see it because it was on like in the time when like my older siblings were home to watch it, but I wouldn't get home for another hour. And I was always jealous, not necessarily over the Super Mario Brothers Super Show, but I never got to see I wanted to see the Legend of Zelda cartoons. that came out like on Fridays on the Super Mario Brothers Super Show. You know what's fun to say? Super Mario Brothers Super Show. There was an actual human Mario at the start, and then that theme sang the theme song. Yes, that's the Super Mario Brothers Super Show. And that person playing Mario was a professional wrestler. And if you watch the Super Mario Brothers movie, the recent one, with what's his name, Andy Dwyer, the dinosaur whisperer, their commercial at the beginning is the opening to that show. You'll get hooked on the brothers. Best part of the movie, in my opinion. Not that I'm saying that movie was bad. I enjoyed it. It was dumb, but I enjoyed it. Just that was my favorite part of the movie, was that opening commercial and the way they played that nostalgia in. Yeah, Zelda was awesome. She was sassy. Excuse me, princess. That's like the end of the real Saturday morning cartoon blocks. Because Captain N was like the death, was one of the last real Saturday morning cartoons. By the time I was like an adolescent and Saturday morning cartoons were geared towards people my age, it was dying off, and it was mostly cheap import anime trying to capture the popularity of Pokemon. Man, there was so many bad anime trying to capture the popularity of Pokemon back in the day. Back in the 90s. And some really good anime that should not have been shown on children's television getting butchered to try to capture the popularity of Pokemon. Like Cardcaptor Sakura. That was not a children's show, and yet it was on Fox Kids, pretending to be a children's show. I just lost my train of thought, sorry. I was going to say something profound and meaningful. Of course, because of that, though, it is the reason that we have some really awesome cartoons today that have that heavy Japanese inspiration. There is a cartoon I need to start watching, I think. I learned about it today. It's streaming on Max. It's on Toonami right now. It's called The Invincible Fight Girl, I think is the name of it. I learned about it today. It is a fully Western animation. Animation style is fully Western animation. Very similar in appearance, in my opinion, to Gravity Falls as far as the animation style is concerned. But I was watching a thing about it today. It 100% uses Japanese animation, shonen style storytelling. It has those internal monologue, same like story beat type stuff, but with a Western style. And I really want to check it out because I love shonen cartoons. I think I've talked about my love of like Dragon Ball Z and My Hero Academia and all of Naruto, all of that before. I love shonen cartoons, and I would really like to see a Western cartoon use those plot lines. And so far, all we've gotten is Western cartoon plot telling using anime inspired art. And so it's kind of a reversal. Hope I didn't miss too much. My son called. He passed his written test for his pilot's license. Woohoo! Next time you talk to him, tell him I said congratulations. You missed the most important part of this conversation, which was us talking about the Super Mario Brothers Super Show and the Legend of Zelda. And I also mentioned Captain N. So I think Icy Blue works good. This foot on this side over here, that foot is definitely on backwards. His leg is broken at the ankle. If he's gonna have icy blue skin, she'd probably have a dark icy blue hair. Oop. Give me that color. There we go. And then maybe some slightly yellowed teeth. He's a troll. He lives in the mountains. He doesn't have access to toothbrushes. It's not his fault. The technology just hasn't been invented yet in his time period. His time period being the 1920s, I guess. And then what color do we want to make his outfit, his dress? It definitely looks like a dress now. Thinking like a pinky kind of orange, maybe. Bloom like that. That is definitely, this troll is definitely wearing a dress. I drew a troll wearing a dress. I'm okay with it. I'm okay with that. It works for me. And then let's also give him a slight yellowing in the eyes. This is fun. This is a fun character. I hope you are enjoying it also. And I'm going to, oops, not my fresco colors, on my library. Grab my steel blue to do some shadows. So we'll come in here. Just put in some shadows inside this ear. It's always a good place to start. Ears are a good place to start with shading because it's easy to do, basically. Come across like that. I should probably not talk about the Legend of Zelda cartoon and Captain N's princess would have made tween me go all Cool World. You can. We're embracing the hard 13 line of the PG-13 rating now. Since we have moved to Twitch, I have not had a single 12-year-old show up and ask me to draw Roblox. So we're assuming that we can be a little naughtier. And also, since no one watches my VODs anyway, we can get away with it. So 19. I'm gonna go a little farther than just PG-13. We're moving from PG-13 2024 rules to PG-13 1987 rules. Captain Cool World was definitely not for kids. No, Cool World was a Ralph Bakshi movie. Were you at the market when I went off on my rant about Ralph Bakshi and basically inventing adult cartoons, adult animation in America? And by adult, I mean cartoons, animation targeting people of a certain age bracket, not porn, because that kind of adult cartoon has existed as long as animation has existed. One of the very first ever industry animation events. I probably would get in trouble for saying this, telling this story on Twitch. I don't know. I'm telling it anyway. It's not graphic. I can tell without being graphic. One of the very first ever animators industry events ever. They all got together over a 3-day weekend, and each of them took turns writing 3 minutes of an adult cartoon and animating it over that weekend. So like the first time professional animators ever had their own like industry event, they got together and made adult cartoons. They were hot but fierce and independent and helped set my taste in women for the rest of my life. Understandable. that's you know, you can't make fun of there's so many people in my age group who are furries, and I don't make fun of them because I'm like, who didn't have a crush on Gadget or Chitara, right? It's like, did you even grow up as a millennial? Just a little highlight there. Yeah, that's good. This guy looks good. I like him. And then I think I need, here we go. Have this head casting a shadow here. And then the rest of him have a little bit of highlight there. But definitely round enough that his own body casts shadows under his leg, over his legs. I like it. It came in liars. Not sure. Maybe I think Cool World surprised me because I thought it would be similar to Roger Rabbit. I think a lot of people thought that. It's like all those people who went to see Deadpool or The Watchmen thinking, oh, it's a comic book movie. It's for kids. I can take my 4-year-old to see this rated R movie. Yeah, it's rated R, but it's still for kids, right? It's a comic book movie. But that's kind of where Ralph Bakshi lived as an artist. Like, yeah, he made the animated Lord of the Rings from the 70s. And Fire and Ice was probably his most tame animation, original animation. But most of his stuff, like Fritz the Cat, was rated X. So the director was the guy who made those. That's what he made. I used to draw Gadget. She was my girl. So hear me out. But are you gonna say Gadget wasn't worth it? Because I'll be sad, but I'll respect your opinion. Well, Mr. Giant Troll, you look good in your dress. You are ready for the ball. I went to see Cool World in theaters because I thought it was going to fall somewhere between Roger Rabbit and Heavy Metal. Anyone taken by surprise on those weren't paying attention, especially on Deadpool. There was a warning after warning. Yeah, but people ignore warnings. I think that's the definition of the world we live in these days. We have no more room for subtlety in our world. All right, I'm calling this dude done. I'm calling this troll done. Very much enjoy it. Popping you over into my save images. There we go. That'll make it easier to put it on the Discord later. Speaking of Discord, if you want to see everything I draw and hang out with the cool kids, I have a Discord server. It's where the cool kids hang out. No, there's like whole threads to the "but hear me out" comments. Yeah. You can join the cool kids over on the cool kids Discord server, Taco Viking and friends. Hey, look, it popped up in the stream twice. It even says, want to be one of the cool kids? We share jokes and memes and art and encouragement and all that good jazz. Sometimes puppy pictures. I actually have a video of the puppy I'm going to post at some point soon. But hear me out. Mufasa could get it. I'm telling you, Mufasa could get it. Yeah, James Earl Jones voice. I actually know someone in high school who was like, Nala is the hottest Disney princess. Unironically, that was a thing that I heard a conversation when I was in high school. Oh, I wish that I could be like the cool kids. You could be like the cool kids by going to discord.gg/czbufufufufufufufufufufufufufufufufufufufufufufufufufufufufufufufufufufufufufufufufufufufufufufufufufufufufufufufufufufufufufufufufufufufufufufufufufufufufufufufufufufufufufufufufufufufufufufufufufufufufufufufufufufufufufufufufufufufufufufufufufufufufufufufufufufufufufufufufufufufufufufufufufufufufufufufufufufufufufufufufufufufufufufufufufufufufufufufufufufufufufufufufufufufufufufufufufufufufufufufufufufufufufufufufufufufufufufufufufufufufufufufufufufufufufufufufufufufufufufufufufufufufufufufufufufufufufufufufufufufufufufufufufufufufufufufufufufufufufufufufufufufufufufufufufufufufufufufufufufufufufufufufufufufufufufufufufufufufufufufufufufufufufufufufufufufufufufufufufufufufufufufufufufufufufufufufufufufufufufufufufufufufufufufufufufufufufufufuf All right. Let's go ahead and spin this wheel. If we get another creature, I'm going to skip it. Spin, 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 spin the wheel. Looks like I'm going to have to spin it again. I'm actually going to take all of those off the wheel for now, so we won't get them again. We've already done a creature. We don't need to do 2 creatures tonight, even though that would finish out my week. All right, skater zebra. Roller skating / skateboarding zebra. This is one that I had, like I said, I have a couple of cool ideas. All right, here's what we're gonna do. I've got a quarter. It's a shiny quarter. I'm gonna flip the quarter. Heads, we're gonna do a roller skating. It will probably be rollerblading, actually. Zebra. Tails, we're going to do a skateboarding zebra. And those are important differences. Those are 2 very different counter subcultures. So here we go. It is tails. We're doing skateboarding zebra. But hear me out, James Earl Jones has been dead since September, and if he showed up at my house and still had that voice, he would probably still get it. That's what I'm saying. I'm saying you ain't wrong. He'd definitely get invited in. He'd be like, James Earl Jones, are you a zombie? And if he was like, no, I am Mufasa, I'd be like, okay, want a drink? Also, a coincidence that I was actually thinking about Watchmen this morning. Rorschach was on my mind for some reason. Is it because people are locked in there with you? But will either of them be selling me some fruit stripe gum? Well, had it been a roller skating, a roller blading zebra, it probably would have been exactly that. Because here's what I had in my head. If I landed on the roller skate side, I was definitely going to do like a classic 90s, like purple and yellow short shorts, tank top, elbow pads, helmet, full like guy that you would make fun of in Tony Hawk Underground Skater 2. But the skater, I'm going to go like classic grunge skater. Yeah. Fruit stripe was tasty, but got tough so quickly and lost its flavor after like 2 seconds. Are you a zombie? No, I am your father. Okay, so how do I want to? I definitely want. I'm gonna do the neck because I want the shoulders like up. I want some seriously slouchy posture on this guy. Make it a little bigger. Here's a little chest, little rib cage action, and then a little zebra butt. And how do I want to do these legs? I want some like Jinko super big wide legs, but I also kind of want. I mean, zebras are horses, and since I suck at drawing horses, I've been actually practicing drawing horses lately. So I know like their legs are kind of digigrade shaped. But I think I'm just actually going to just give him the big baggy jeans that come down and hang all the way over the foot like this. It's gonna be like every skater kid I knew in high school. We'll have a huge wallet chain. That's definitely a thing. I was remembering how his mask had the changing patterns, and I remembered how he ended up being a ginger. I didn't know Watchmen except for the movie. Oh. You... Okay, I'm gonna give a brave words here. This is a brave words time. Alan Moore's not that hot. Like, the comics aren't that good. The Watchmen's not the greatest piece of comic literature ever. It's highly overrated. You're not missing out on much. I said it. Come at me, comic bros. You just don't know what good writing is. I don't like to tell people if their things they love are bad. I don't like to be a hater. I am. Don't like it. But Watchmen is okay. Honestly, it's probably... Watchmen is probably considered a classic because of when it came out more than anything else. Like, it wouldn't be that classic today. It's just that when it came out, there wasn't anything like it. So, let's see. Definitely needs to have a flannel shirt tied off at the waist, right? Like, we can all agree that's a thing that needs to be going on here. This zebra is Breckin Meyer from Clueless. That's where I'm coming from. If anyone has any doubts, I'm actually going to even pull up Breckin Meyer Clueless. He's gonna flirt with Brittany Murphy. It's gonna be great. Although Breckin Meyer wore shorts a lot in Clueless. I gave him big baggy jeans, but that means he's gonna have to have. So let's draw in a zebra face before we do anything else. So, like, here's a little zebra mouth snout. Comes off like this, BoJack Horseman style. Again, still not super good at drawing horses, guys. It's a blind spot in my skill set. It's a good thing he's a zebra. This is placeholders. I'll add some like actual shaping here. I'm being honest, I thought the movie Watchmen was pretty mid. The comic book is better than the movie. I'm gonna start with that. But the comic book isn't very good. Like, it's not the greatest thing ever. If I'm having, like, if you want a good indie subversive comic book, in my opinion, you're gonna want to read something Warren Ellis, I think, is a great comic book artist to get into. Transmetropolitan. I think Transmetropolitan is probably one of the best subversive indie comics out there. I loved that book. And so did Patrick Stewart. So Patrick Stewart wrote the foreword to the first graphic novel of Transmet. And he's not here to make me say it, but I'll go ahead and point it out. Yeti Detective is the person who introduced me to Transmet and Warren Ellis in general, and most non-Marvel comic books. My brother did a pretty good job of introducing me to Marvel comics. My brother Paraman was introduced me to a lot of Marvel comics when I was younger, but he was not a DC guy. Yeti Detective is a DC guy. He introduced me to DC comics and a lot of Vertigo and indie comics from there. Okay, so this is the rough body shape of our zebra. I'm going to try to turn this into something worth looking at, probably. People watch the movie for Dr. Manhattan's peen anyways. That was, okay, so I went and saw the Watchmen in theaters, like opening weekend with a friend of mine. And we 100% knew what we were going into, right? Like, we both had at that point already read the comics. So we knew what we were walking into. And we sat down, and then the entire row beside us filled up with like a 10-year-old boy's birthday party, I think. And it got to the first time Dr. Manhattan was like on screen fully nude. And the mom, this like woman in her 50s, stood up, told all of the boys to cover their eyes, and then marched them out of the theater. Wait, people didn't see Watchmen for Malin Ackerman's topless scene? Because that's all I heard about at work afterwards for like 2 weeks. I think it all depends on who you were asking. I looked up Breckin Meyer reference art. Now I have to look up Zebra Face reference art. That's my skill level. Come on. Doobie-doo. Well, it's been a long time since I've seen it, so I guess I forgot about that. All right, so we'll start with, whenever I don't know where else to start, I start with nostrils. And then I'll do a little mouth. Actually, I want to give him a smile. I want to give a real coy, playful smile here. Kind of, again, Fruit Stripes gummy, right? That's kind of the vibe we're going for. Yeah, it's definitely the vibe we're going for. So hang on, I'm gonna choose some changes here. We'll go like this with the little nostril ear, and then like this. Full on smile, playful. I'm a roguish, charming, roguish guy. Horse teeth. Yeah. 10 out of 10. Would see again. All right. Well, it's been a long time. Oh, I've already read that. All right, there. That's good. That's good. Yeah. Little tufty ears. Come back like this. And we're gonna bring this down. Full on curly 90s penis head haircut. I can't believe, okay, there are people who might see this that don't remember much of the 90s for whatever reason. Mostly they weren't born yet. So they don't know that there was a time in the 90s when we legitimately thought that cutting our hair to look like a penis was a good idea. That was all the rage. All right, then like there. Neck comes down. Definitely has to have some like a puka shell necklace action going on here on this guy. I mean, we could all agree, right? Like 100% has to have puka shell necklace. T-shirt down here like this. And then down. Oh, that's going to be behind the skateboard anyway. I should draw the skateboard first. Go ahead and draw in that skateboard. Also in the 90s, you didn't ever ride your skateboard, you just carried it around. And I learned why on the commentary for Buffy the Vampire Slayer. If you ever listen to the commentary and you don't just want to punch Joss Whedon in the face, which is a perfectly valid, acceptable response these days. In the first episode, Xander has a skateboard scene and he's never seen riding it again in the entire series because that one scene costs as much as a bunch of their other action sequences, and skateboards are expensive. So that's why in the 90s you had a lot of skater kids carrying skateboards but never riding them, is because skateboard sequences were expensive to film. If you can find an 8th or 9th grade picture of you, I am so going to post it on Discord. Check my Facebook page. There is definitely a picture of me from my freshman year of high school. I'm wearing a vest. I'm wearing my Looney Tunes tie. And definitely have that haircut, yeah. So, yeah, you can definitely check it. If you can't find it, send me a message and I will grab it and post it. I definitely have one. I don't have a lot of pictures of me when I was younger. I'm a behind the camera guy a lot of the time, so there aren't a lot of pictures of me. And after my freshman year of high school, I stopped getting school pictures, basically. So those were pretty much the only pictures of me before that. I should point out that I'm a behind the camera guy by choice. I liked taking pictures. There was a time in my life where I probably could have become a photographer had I wanted to pursue that, and I still love using my camera. I have a lot of things where I have middle child syndrome. My lack of pictures of me is not one of those things. Now, my touchiness about birthday celebrations. That's a thing I've had to talk with my therapist about multiple times. Yes, that's exactly the one I had in my head. Yeah, it should be available. You should be able to get it off my Facebook. I use it as my Throwback Thursday picture, mostly. I think I already said that. All right, and then how do I want to... I don't know how I want to do this. I think I'm going to have the jeans come out and have the flannel hanging down in the back on this side so I can still do the pocket, the wallet chain coming through there. And let's do something like this. This is just base holders for now. I will do these better when I'm inking. Boo-doo-boo. I like that. That's good. There's baggy jeans. This zebra definitely could work at a record store. Okay, I have to redo this hand because I have the flannel coming out there. So I'm going to come in here. I'm going to put the hand up here on above the hip and coming out this way like so. Oh, sometimes I draw and I'm like, man, there are 8-year-olds that draw better than me. Sometimes I'm really happy with what I draw, and sometimes I'm like, this is your profession, man. You should be better at this. All right. All right, let's do this. Let's do this Breckenmeyer. Also, you know what? He needs. I'm going to use actually smaller again. I'm going to go smaller. We're going to go back down like 8. Bushy eyebrows. Bushy eyebrows are fun, and also Breckenmeyer just has bushy eyebrows. Wonder what he's up to these days. He's probably got a podcast. Literally the last few days I've been having conversations where I start talking about old, like, people I used to really follow their career pretty well, and then go, I wonder what they're doing, and then we'll look them up, and they were doing a podcast. Dana Carvey is doing 3 podcasts. That came up because I can't remember exactly what brought it up, but I kind of was at like, I want to have Dana Carvey and Mike Myers do a Wayne's World 3 the way they did Bill and Ted 3. And so that's why I was like, what did Dana Carvey do? And then I found out, because I don't watch TV, so I don't see commercials. I found out they did a series of like Grubhub commercials last year as Wayne and Garth. So I'm gonna have to go hunt those down at some point in the near future. I was a huge fan of Wayne's World. I'm a pretty big fan of the pre-Austin Powers era of Mike Myers' work in general. And I don't hate Austin Powers, but it is kind of the era when I started to outgrow Mike Myers. But like, loved Wayne's World, loved So I Married an Axe Murderer. Oops. Yeah, I don't know. I still need to look up. I was like, the other person I didn't know what they were up to these days from Wayne's World was Tia Carrera. You can't do a Wayne's World movie without her. I would argue that she's as important to the movies as Mike Myers or Dana Carvey. I can't even remember how many times I watched Wayne's World. You can post pictures in the gallery. You actually can post pictures just about anywhere, but everyone can post pictures in the gallery. Or if you want to make an adult joke, the graffiti wall. That's just the gallery, but rated R instead of rated PG-13. The first time I saw Wayne's World, I spent a week, like, over winter vacation, staying with my cousin Scotty. And he introduced me to 2 things that changed my life forever that weekend. One was Wayne's World, which we watched like 30 times over the course of that week, easily, just that 1 week alone. And also, he had the Polaris album. Polaris is the band that does the theme song to Pete and Pete. And they did an album that you had to get from a cereal box. And I had never heard any of their songs besides the theme song to Pete and Pete, which is also a show I love. And it was like my alt rock awakening, I think. Like, that was the first time I really heard indie rock that was not just whatever was on the radio. From a modern perspective, our dad had a pretty extensive collection of some really obscure music from the 70s and early 80s. And Paramin had a decent collection of 80s music albums. But that was like my introduction to 90s alt rock. And I still, to this day, primarily listen to 90s alt rock. I posted it where I thought it was the most fitting, the comedy club. Guys, wait, I fell on my keys. Ah. Oh, yes. So yeah, if you want to see what I looked like in 8th or 9th grade, you can totally head over to the Discord and head to the Comedy Club channel, which is where we tell jokes, and see a picture of me at like 13, 14 years old. I couldn't tell you which for sure. Depends on when school picture day fell that year. My birthday is the 3rd of September. And I started school like in Iowa. So I was always a little like the youngest member of my class. And so depending on when school picture day fell, I was either 13 or 14 when that picture was taken. Because like I was 17 my freshman year when I first started my freshman year of college. Actually, that's not true. That's not true. I graduated high school with 32 credit hours. I was 17 when I started my sophomore year of college. Just happened to be my first year out of high school. Skater, Zebra, you're coming along nicely. So I was really low energy today, so I went and got an energy drink, which was probably not smart to do at like, 6:30 at night. But I'm glad I did, because I didn't want to just come on here and be like, hey guys, I'm about to fall asleep. Let's see. But that probably means I might run a little bit later tonight. I might go until 10 o'clock. If I go until 10 o'clock, then I can raid someone else who starts streaming at 10 o'clock. And you can go watch him play Suikoden. Three. Yeah, I'm gonna say this. I like Dana Carvey a lot. I think Master of Disguise is an underappreciated movie. I think it was better than what it got credit for being. I don't think it was great, but I think it was better than it gets credit for. I think people think it sucked, and I think it was okay. Just okay. But I'm gonna throw out some more brave words. Throwing out some more brave words here that would get me really in trouble if I was still running a LARP. Gladiator as a movie, just okay. Not that great of a movie. It's pretty mid, as the kids would say these days. Or as the kids would say a few years ago, more likely. The crazy thing is that while it looks funny looking at it now, that haircut was actually really popular then. Yeah. But it doesn't change the fact that we had bad taste in the 90s. Our sister had the bangs bumper through most of the 80s, and that was a popular hair thing back then, it doesn't mean I'm going to stop making fun of her for having a head bumper 40 years ago. And I'm not a hypocrite. I made bad hair decisions. I am thankful that there are not a lot of pictures of me with my long, stringy, nasty hair. Because as much as I loved having long hair, it did not look good on me. Am I not turtly enough for the Am I not turtly enough for the turtle club? Turtle, turtle, turtle. You shut your lion mouth. I think I just got some gladiator rage on me. You know what? You know what movie was way better than Gladiator and didn't get nearly enough attention? 13th Warrior. Mic drop. 13th Warrior was way better than Gladiator. I said it. I know. I'm holding to it too. That said, the movie, I always told people, like, when people were new to Eldorinth and they would ask me, like, what type of time period Eldorinth took place in, I would tell them to go and watch A Knight's Tale. And that was what they should consider the culture of Eldorinth, of Corinthia, but with American accents. It was important to me that people understood that Corinthia is in North America and that the people of Corinthia have American Midwestern accents. And they did not have to try to do a bad accent, many of which often came off as somewhat racist. That might not have been the actual canon, but that's what I told people. Well, yeah, but that's like saying Equilibrium was better than The Matrix. Except for you'd be wrong. Equilibrium was not better than The Matrix. Equilibrium was good, but The Matrix is one of the all-time best. I'll defend The Matrix. I'll defend it. I think it's gets crapped on a little bit more than it deserves these days. But I think a lot of it being crapped on is because of the, let's call it Shadiversary effect. The Shadiversity effect. People who are trying to make money by selling a certain political agenda crap on the Matrix a lot these days. People who don't even know how to hold a freaking sword, but pretend to be experts in medieval combat. So I said it. I'll pick a fight with Shadiversity any day of the week. His 1 million subscribers can come pick a fight with my 4. I loved the Matrix movies. I actually enjoyed all of the Matrix movies. I can admit there are definitely some problems with the third movies in the trilogy. That said, I have not seen the 4th movie at all. I just never got around to watching it. I've kind of outgrown my gritty sci-fi phase in a lot of ways. But I was definitely the right age and the right demographic for the first Matrix movie to really have a huge impact on me. And I appreciated the sequels. Right. The Matrix wasn't bad. Equilibrium was better. Gladiator wasn't bad, but it doesn't mean that 13th Warrior wasn't better. I don't know that I can agree that Equilibrium was better than the Matrix. I would actually put it the other way around. I would say Equilibrium was a good movie, but The Matrix, not, and I'm going to say just The Matrix versus Equilibrium. The Matrix was a better movie. I don't defend World's Worst Batman, though. I'm not a fanboy. And I feel like he gets a lot of passes for being bad at movies because he was the world's worst Batman who happened to share screen time with the world's best Joker, live action Joker. And I do feel the need to qualify that because I don't think it's fair to compare the animated Jokers to live action Jokers at all. Saying it's better in every way might be hyperbole. The Matrix had a few great songs. Matrix soundtrack is one. I'm to go on a tangent. You know how much I love soundtracks, right? Like I'm a soundtrack guy. The Matrix soundtrack is a great soundtrack. If you want a great industrial techno soundtrack of the 90s, if you want to know what it was like to be a goth kid in the 90s, the Matrix soundtrack is probably a really good place to start. Also, if you want to know what it was like to have the musical taste of a 90s goth kid, get your hands on a copy of the Matrix soundtrack and a copy of the Queen of the Damned soundtrack. Hugo Weaving played such a great character, so creepy and awesome. Yes, and everything. Oh, I do not have the expertise to explain why the Wachowskis are some of the best filmmakers. I just don't. I don't have the technical terminology for you. But I can understand. Okay, I'm going to say this. I can understand why there are people who would say Equilibrium is better than The Matrix. Equilibrium had a really tight script to it. It had a really good pacing. It had great action sequences that did not overly rely on CGI. Well, not CGI, but did not overly rely on camera tricks. And it's probably the only movie ever that Christian Bale is good in, because Christian Bale can't act. He's made of cardboard and wood, and that's what the role called for. I tell people the Queen of the Damned soundtrack was just a Korn concept album. We got into this last night, or the night before last on Paramon's stream. You know, there's a lot of nuance to all of this conversation too. Like there's a lot of subjectivity. I'm giving this zebra brown hair because that's what Breckin Meyer has, and I want the hair to definitely stand out from the zebra stripes that I will eventually paint on him. So that's, if anyone's wondering, like, why does the zebra have brown hair? Why didn't you just give him dark black hair? That's why. And then I think I'm gonna go with like a gray t-shirt. Puka shells are definitely white too. Like there. And then we'll do like red wheels on the skateboard. And like a green skate deck here. We go a little Christmassy, little Christmas colors. No, I don't like that. I don't like that at all. I'm gonna go yellow. We go a little fiery colors. Little metal bits. Now, if we are arguing the Matrix universe, and I fully agree, as a complete IP, the Matrix might be one of the best ever. I just feel like the Matrix is a bit of the Final Fantasy VII in the movie world. You know, you're fully entitled to that opinion, and I can understand where that opinion comes from. Like, I get why you would feel that way. I disagree, but I get why you would feel that way. Like, you're not entirely wrong. And you know, when you put it that way, like, you know how I feel about Final Fantasy VII, so I don't want to like try to fight that allegation, because I feel like people who like Final Fantasy VII, I would come off being like one of those. You know, I don't want to be a hypocrite. So I think there's some validity to it also, probably. But I think there was a certain demographic of people, and it might be the Final Fantasy VII effect, right? It might just be that it was the right thing at the right time and hit us in a nostalgia pocket. But for me, personally, there was this whole, like, new way of thinking about how stuff works from the Matrix. Like, I think, here's what I think it comes down to is this is that 7-year age difference between us. I'm a millennial, so I grew up like we had internet in the home starting when I was like 10 years old. And so, like, I think I had a different relationship with technology than you did, and the Matrix just made sense about technology for me. I mean, if you want to talk about wooden actors, Keanu was a great Ted, but he kind of a wooden actor. He is most of the time. I would say kind of. I don't want to say Keanu Reeves is a great actor, but I would say I don't think wooden is the right term. I think he's actually the opposite. I think he's too loose. I think he's too loose as an actor a lot of the time. Does that make sense, what I'm trying to say here? I love Keanu Reeves. I'm not gonna lie. I like Keanu Reeves, but he's definitely not a great actor. I'm not gonna crap on you for saying that. Although I think I've seen performances that Keanu Reeves has done that makes me go, why doesn't he act like that all the time? But most of the time he's just playing Keanu Reeves. So, but then again, like, most of the time Bruce Willis is just playing Bruce Willis, right? Jack Black literally always plays Jack Black, one of my favorites. And now that he's sold his soul to being the voice actor, he just plays Jack Black as different animal people. That's some harsh truths for a personal fave. Jack Black, if you're watching this, Sorry, man. I love you, but sometimes I think you might need to make better choices about your career. Just me. But you know what? You've been incredibly successful with your mantra of do whatever sounds fun, so you don't have to listen to me. Also, I love Keanu. I just think he embraced this role that he does really well, and it works for him. I agree. That's fully fair. Fully fair to say. He's a character actor. That's what they call that. I get it. I don't even get paid to act, and I'm basically a character actor. I play the same character over and over again. Pompous D-bag. That's not really a joke either. When I play D&D characters, I get kind of into being that role. Smart ass. The person who thinks they're too smart. I need to branch out. I need to play. What am I saying? I'm never going to get to play again. The next time I play D&D, I'm perma-DM'd now. Not that I'm complaining. I'm not complaining about being a perma-DM by any means. I like DMing. I'm okay with being a DM across the board. I always will be. But it would probably be a long time until I get to play a game again. Jack Black could probably roll around in manure and I would still go see it. Well, I think you just described the Minecraft movie from everything I've seen and heard about it. It definitely looks like he just rolled around in manure. He and Jason Momoa were like, hey, let's just crap out a film this weekend. And that's how that movie came to. I don't even think it has a script. If it has a script, the people who edited the trailer did not have access to it. That's what I'll say about that. Because that trailer looks bad. It makes me wonder if they're doing a Sonic the Hedgehog marketing thing. Where they're like, hey, we made a really bad trailer so that no one will think our movie has to live up to expectations. And then when it is better than terrible, everyone will say it was good because it was better than expectations. You know, like the G.I. Joe movie. The G.I. Joe movie was just legitimately not great, but because no one expected a good G.I. Joe movie, and we got a G.I. Joe movie and not a terrible one, we were like, yeah, this was way better than I expected. It's pretty good. I liked it. The first one. And only the first one. Transformers, same way, right? Like, we didn't have great expectations for the Transformers movie, so when it didn't suck horribly, it was good enough for us to go, yeah, that was good. That was okay. I liked it. It's marketing 101. Under promise, over deliver. If I promise you a movie that is going to just suck and it's not entirely horrible, you're going to be like, wow, that movie was way better than I thought it was going to be. And you'll give me a pass. That's why I'm constantly telling you guys I'm bad at stuff. I really enjoyed the Snake Eyes movie. I never saw the Snake Eyes movie. By the time the Snake Eyes movie came around, I was done with anything Michael Bay touched. I would not have seen recent Transformers movies if it wasn't for the fact that Yeti Detective came down here and dragged me to the movie theater to go watch them, and then sat here in my office and forced me to watch all of the live action movies I hadn't seen. I'm a character actor. I always play the guy with ridiculous opinions that starts fights with the pompous guy in order to make life more interesting. That's right. Jerk face. We were raised the way we were raised. We're a byproduct. Oh. So I'm getting pretty close to having this zebra done. Brecken zebra here. So now would be a good time if you wanted to have me add something to the wheel. Now would be a good time to tell me, because I will be spinning the wheel shortly. Like I said, I think I'm gonna go a little late tonight. Just because I can. I have to laminate and cut stickers tomorrow, but I'm waiting on an Amazon shipment to get in with some stuff I need. And I'll have to go to the store and pick up. I'll show you. So I created a postcard for the Patreon for the month. And my postcards that I have, the printable postcards I have here, are matte cardstock. So they're a little dark. And so I got to go pick up some glossy paper for a print. Because it's Patreon week. And if you are a member of the Patreon and you're in Springfield, I will have Patreon packets this weekend at the C Street Market. For anyone who wants to pick up this weekend, I'll have them there. Otherwise, they'll go out in the mail on Monday. This is the November Patreon pack, so this is the Carver Patreon pack. And I've got some goodies for you guys. I've got some cool stuff I think you'll enjoy. Like I said, the print's done. I've got a secondary 4x6 print. Like we had talked about it in the brainstorm. It's the you can't really see it because these are so dark. But the Food Dudes cast is sitting in theater seats. Let me see if I can't. The cast is sitting in theater seats, all Mystery Science Theater 3000 style, watching the movie. That's what that print is. It's the mini print. I had told you guys that I would do that for you guys this month too. But I want to put them on gloss. I think they'll look a lot better on glossy paper. I ordered some pink wrist wraps and boxing gloves for my wife for Christmas. Ooh, nice. She'll like that. Are you going back to the boxing gym? Now that you got a job, are you going back to the boxing gym? Oh, you know what? I totally spaced on. Dum. This isn't a zebra yet. This is just a white horse right now. We gotta put in the zebra stripes. This guy's not done. Totally needs zebra stripes. So we'll go like this. These kind of come up like here. I'm a zebra. Dooby-doo-boop-boop-boop-doo. Zebra stripes on the face. Kind of looking a little sting. action going on here. Little thing like that. Oh no. Don't want that to happen. Close that gap. Built one in my basement. I'm not sure what you built a boxing gym in your basement? I'm guessing. I've muttered a lot of weird stuff in the last 10 minutes or so. And so I hope built a boxing gym in my basement is what you're referencing over there. Because that's cool. Does that mean you finally moved out all your printers? If you built a boxing gym in your basement, did you move all your printers out? Or did you mean movie theater? I know you have a movie theater in your basement. I'm the king of New York. There we go. Hey, a movie where Christian Bale is good and doesn't act like wooden Christian Bale. Newsies. So when Christian Bale is singing, he can act. Let's go back and make the Nolan Spider-Man or Nolan Batman movies into musicals. I think I actually have shared on Brave Words in the past that I'm not a big fan of Christopher Nolan in general. I think he's overrated. Memento is a really good movie, and that's about it. Inception is not a good movie. I don't like Inception at all. I don't think Inception is a good movie at all, and it drives me insane that people do. Heavy bag, speed bag, weights, jump rope, all of it. A couple of them. The gym site is where my studio used to be. Oh, cool. That makes sense. That front corner. I have to go to Lowe's tomorrow. Actually, I have to drive Dad to Lowe's tomorrow. Basically, my life has become stream on Monday, Wednesday, Friday, market on Saturday, Lowe's trips on Tuesday and Thursday. I'm going to redo these face stripes. Just to try to do something different, I think. I know the way I had them drawn is actually probably the most accurate of the way the face stripes on a zebra actually work, based on the like 10 zebra pictures I have up on my screen. But I think they were a little much. And I think I'm going to remember the fruit stripe gum inspiration here and try to clone that kind of real subtle, just a few stripes, little wedgy stripes instead of realistic stripes, because it'll look better. Sometimes unrealistic is better than real. Like sometimes stylized looks better than real. Sometimes fake is better than real. Sad but true. You know it's sad but true. Dun, 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 dun. I feel like also Stranger Things made us forget how horrible Metallica really is by having one of the most epic moments in television history be a Metallica song. And I'm not sure I can forgive someone for that. Like, that was wrong. No one should forget how horrible the members of Metallica are as people. Lars Ulrich and James Hetfield are bad people. I said it. I meant it. I used to defend Chad Kroeger, but recently we found out he was a bad people too. There we go. Now you have some zebra stripes, zebra skater. What do you guys think? Is this a good skater, zebra? Is this what you were looking for? I'm out of soda. I think I'm also out of water. I am. No. I'm gonna get so thirsty. My hydration station, I also need to change out my jug. I did finally buy a second jug for my water fountain. Because on one of the mini Lowe's trips, I discovered that Lowe's has the water bottles for my water fountain for half the price of Walmart. So I got a second one. All right. There is our Skater Zebra. Skater Zebra. Skater Zebra. He's a zebra. Whoa. I hope you appreciate the effort I put into making these puns for you. Yeah. Fruit stripe gum for everybody. They're my special brownies, and you know what that means? Extra fruit stripe gum. Now I'm just being crazy. Bring back the wheel. Wheel of calamity. Turn, turn, turn. There's only 3 things left on this wheel. So there's a 30% chance I'm drawing a beach alien, and a 30% chance I'm drawing a daydreaming sloth, and a 30% chance I'm drawing an assassin squirrel. Water fountain equals soda stream? Yes and no. I spend my time in the Garoffice. The Garoffice does not have running water. So I have literally a thing that you have a 5-gallon water jug goes in the bottom, and then it has hot and cold water from that for filling things. And then my soda stream actually sits on top of it. But I do have a soda stream and a water fountain. But they are 2 separate pieces of equipment. Spin. Spin it, spin it, spin it, tail spin. I don't want to draw another beach alien. Beach alien. I guess we can real fast though. And I'll show you guys. I'll back out here. Well, I have the wheel up so you can't see all the stuff that I'm hiding from you on my screen. I'll come back over here and switch which file I'm opening. And now I can hide the wheel, or to show the wheel. So this is where I'm at on the print. If I zoom in, you can see there's the sand alien. There's alien Hasselhoff. Down here, we have the sandcastle kids. And just off the coast from them is the jellyfish alien. The Jellian. And over here, we have the mer alien. And down here, we have alien in the tube falling asleep. So I've got those things done. And I've started working on a little aliens land on towels over here, sunbathing aliens. Here's the thing, is I've done a bunch of other aliens on this print, And I'm really starting to hate everything about this print. Like, I don't like the way I did the Vista. I don't like the only thing I like about this so far is the aliens on the print. So I'm actually thinking about changing this up and doing more of like a vintage beach postcard here, where this is more like, instead of being a vista, it's like zoomed in, so I can just do the characters on there. No, I am beholden to the wheel. It is the law of the universe. I am beholden to the wheel. I have to obey its whims. So we will do a beach alien. And it's okay. I will be happy with it once I start drawing. Because I have an idea for what I want to do. I want to do a beach alien like this that's like playing volleyball. I'm going to put the shoulders up here. And that would be hands coming out this way. Together, thumbs, finger interlock, punch, action, shorts, action. Actually, I think if this is gonna be volleyball, I need those knees to be kind of bent, real bent down, real like going for that bump, like this kind of thing here. And then we can put those shorts back on like that. Shorts, volleyball. And this is both arms like that there. So this is what I'm thinking for a new alien. Smeech needs a girlfriend that has a crush on him, but he's too stupid to recognize it. I agree. That's a great character idea. Smeech's girlfriend can go on the wheel. Let me add that real fast before I forget. Smeech-et. I'm putting it on the wheel as Smeech-et, like Smurfette, like it's an 80s cartoon. I feel like that is the best possible route for Smeech. Thank you. I'm pretty happy with the alien characters. Like I said, I like the characters. I don't like the V stuff. So I will add some more characters, I guess. I'm okay with that. What does a volleyball look like? That's a question I'm asking. I know it has like stripy bits on it. It does have stripy bits on it. I'm smart. I'm so smart. Do. So like that. And then like that. And like that, I guess. I don't know. Stripy bits. All right. So that's going to be our volleybalian. Really digging down deep to get that bump. Bump. I know how to play volleyball. I took second term phys ed in high school. Let's grab our pencil and start really sketching some stuff in here. I'm going to try to give him like squinty concentrated eyes, which will be harder because we gave the aliens a different eye shape. But I think it'll be a fun challenge. And I think I just pulled it off. I think I already nailed it. Already nailed it without even trying. I'm so good at this. Why am I so good at drawing beach aliens? It's like I practiced or something and drew a ton of beach aliens. Man, that would make me a weirdo, right? Nostrils. What type of mouth do I want this volleyball player to have? I mean, I know what type of mouth the aliens have, but I want like Another alien suggested if one day shirtless alien walking or running with his dog along the shore. I could add that to my alien idea list. I like drawing dog coated things. If you follow Daily Zombie, you'll know that Daily Zombie has a pet man-eating mutant plant monster. Oh, wait, these guys have pointy teeth, don't they? I've got one that's got an open mouth. Yes, they have pointy teeth. Like this. Wilson! And then, I think I'll still have this come up and around like that. And then the head will come back into a cone. I'm very embarrassed. I put out a message to myself video the other day. And when I recorded the voiceover, I said Marfel the Garthok. And I know, oh, I remembered I screwed up these eyes. I'm looking at the alien that's asleep in the inner tube and remembering their eyelids run sideways. So if this alien is squinting, the eyelids would actually be that way. Press it in on the eye. I forgot. So what I need to do is, let's see, we'll draw in a little bit of just the eye like that, and then narrow those eyes. Kind of the same concept of what we would do with a normal eye, but just kind of turned it a 45-degree angle. Yeah, I said Marfel the Garthok in the voiceover. I was very embarrassed because everyone knows that a cone head doesn't Marfel a Garthok. A cone head has to Narfel the Garthok. Fortunately, no one called me out on that on the internet. Otherwise, I would have just had to just be like, yeah, I guess I quit. I have to turn in my nerd card now. And then we'll just do like something like this. Yeah. That's a much goofier face anyway. And the neck comes down like this. And I'm just going to kind of separate those lines just a little. Like there. There we go. Yeah, I do very much appreciate doing a dog-coated alien or monster of some sort. Once upon a time, and it's actually still Paramon's like follow alert, subscriber alert, one of those two. Smeech has a pet mimic that I did an animation of to make a dog-coated pet mimic. Super long toes, and they only have 3 toes. Like that. And then I'm going to come down here for these shorts. Like so. Little swim trunk action. There we go. Back around on the booty bits. What do you mean your booty bits aren't hanging out of your swim trunks? So Should I paint a face on the volleyball? Is that generally consented? Like, does everybody agree that's a good idea? That if you're gonna have a volleyball in the picture, it might as well have a blood palm face on it. There's that body bit. Again, I'm trying to remind myself not to fall in the trap of doing too much detail on this character because it's a background character for the print, not a hero character. But it's hard for me to not just go all in with detail when I'm drawing. I like to do that's actually, boy, is your face red, Marfel, SMH. Yeah, I know. I'm the worst. Dan Aykroyd is going to come to my house and kick me in the butt. And I'll deserve it. I deserve a butt kicking from Dan Aykroyd. They also only have 3 fingers? Yes, okay. Their fingers are freakishly long. The thumbs are covered by the ball here. We'll go like this. Like this. Trying real hard to actually draw the pattern on a hang on, here's one actually from a side that kind of gives me so we'll have one that comes up like this and is split into 3 like that, and then this one comes around like this and is split into 3 like this, except for that should be a sharp angle from there like so. And then this one would come around like that. And I think this should actually come down here. And we'll split the difference on those 2 lines. And there, 3 bits. 3 bits. There we go. This is the way. There we go. And then, because they're swim trunks, they gotta have a little rope tie at the front. All right. I narrow my eyes as I deliver the prize because my time I don't like to waste. Get down. Yeah. Okay. This is good. This is good. Volleyball alien is looking good. So I'm gonna come in here and we'll grab our G brush. Just real quick, do the inking. Try not to overthink it. Just keep it chill. Simple. No fear. Fast, smooth, confident lines. That's what all the art YouTubers are always saying is you gotta have line confidence. The bar is crisscross in 2s, I thought. It's been a while since I played volleyball, I guess. I actually am looking at a bunch of like there's a bunch of different designs. Like one of these balls is the Olympic Games from Tokyo, has one blue like triangular wavy thing and then one big orange patch in between them. But the one I'm looking at, I have that gives me like the angle of the ball I have here has 3 on it. So that's what I did. I'm just using reference art, but there are apparently a lot of different ways volleyballs can be put together. And I'm sure they're mostly decorative these days, especially. I'm willing to be wrong about volleyballs. I was not a volleyball player. I'm tall, but I'm also very fat. So volleyball is not really my sport. I did have to learn to play volleyball in gym class. So I know like a bump versus a set versus a spike, but I've never spiked a ball because that would require having some kind of ups, and I don't got ups. Woo! Playing Assassin's Creed Origin and finally climbed to the top of the Great Lighthouse at Alexandria. Congratulations! That's the one that takes place in ancient Greece, obviously. I've never played an Assassin's Creed game for more than like 20 minutes. Not my cup of tea, not my style of game. I'm not actually a big action RPG person. Not a big action game player in general. Let's face it, I'm not a big gamer. Twitch is good for me because I was conditioned from a young age to watch someone else play video games. Not play them myself, watch someone else play them. So Twitch is a great platform for me to get entertainment on. I feel like the entire platform, someone went, what if we monetized younger siblings? And they're being forced to watch their older siblings play video games. They won't know any better. They won't know that they could be playing their own video games. That wasn't a thing they were taught that they would ever be allowed to do. Nope, definitely 3 bars. I was a player, but that was literally decades ago. It took like 40 minutes. It took 40 minutes just to climb to the top of the tower. That's too much time spent climbing a tower. And like, I thought it took too long to climb towers as Spider-Man. I'm assuming, Tricerabear, when you say that you were a player but you didn't play much on an actual team, that you mean volleyball and not Assassin's Creed Origins. I don't think there's teams in Assassin's Creed Origins, although there is. I think there is a co-op Assassin's Creed game, right? I didn't play much on an actual team, long story, but I played in gym whenever I could. Mostly Egypt. I don't. Oh, that's a reference to me saying ancient Greece for Assassin's Creed Origins. It's actually mostly in Egypt. But you are playing the same character as the Greek people, right? Am I wrong about that? Am I crazy? I don't know. I don't know what I'm talking about. I don't know video games. You know what video games I know? Legend of Eidolon and Final Fantasy XIV. And I don't know Final Fantasy XIV that well anymore. My preferred video game genre these days is idle. I like a good idle game. I like a video game that pays me in points that I can turn into Google Play dollars so that I can use them to buy my subscription to Dropout and YouTube Premium, which is a few games on my phone are part of Mist Play, and I earn about enough money in Google Play points through Mist Play to pay for my Dropout subscription every month, and every once in a while I'll earn enough to pay for a month of Google Premium or YouTube Premium. Playing Match Garden is the game I've been playing. I like stupid phone games. There we go. Yes. Until the last comment of mine, I was talking volleyball. I was conditioned at a young age to watch others play video games because there were 5 of us kids with the OG Nintendo. I was conditioned at a young age to watch other people play video games because I'm a younger sibling, and my older sibling wouldn't let anyone else play the video games because he was a giant jerk face. Miles Morales was what I wanted to play, but when I went to play it, found out that my daughter has the disc. That butt monkey. No, that one actually takes place after the Greek one, even though it came out before that. Huh. Okay. The Assassin's Creed timeline is crazy to me. It's all crazy. Adam and Eve aliens. Call her up and tell her she has to come bring you back your game. Just be like, I know you're not doing anything important right now. I don't even care if you're at work. Just bring me back my video game. That's what kids are for. They have to do whatever you tell them. I do whatever I'm told. Then again, I get free room and board for it, so not complaining. Mooch. It's right on my forehead. Yeah, once the stream is over, I have a video I need to share of the Galumphilump. When I went inside to feed them, I recorded her running down the hall and making her scary dog noise. She is a very sweet, loving puppy dog. But when she wants food, she makes a really scary noise because she's got a really deep growl, and no matter, like, if she lets it out, it sounds intimidating. She's figured out that if she makes the noise, then everyone pays attention to her. You were conditioned to watch because your older brother was a jerk and he has a bad memory and needed someone to memorize the maps. That's true, but unfortunately, I can't do that anymore. Ever since I got COVID, I don't have much of a memory anymore. I can't memorize entire maps anymore. I'm not even sure I would still be able to remember the Legend of Zelda 2 map anymore. So he was navigation. Yes, I was. I used to be really, really good at memorizing just about anything. Not to toot my own horn too much, but I used to have just a knack for dedicating things to memory. Especially spatial awareness. I have really good spatial awareness skills at memory at one point in time. I don't really have that anymore. Like I said, I lost a lot of my ability to remember things after I got COVID. I definitely have COVID brain still. I tell people COVID took like 20 points of IQ from me. Also, I hate to admit it, but I think my mood stabilizer takes about 20 points of IQ from me. That's one of those things that you're not supposed to talk about because a lot of people will use that as an excuse not to take their meds. But I think it's true. I think my meds make my brain function slower than it used to. Oh, and how much fun was that Google search for the Krampus plushie? I saw several that I really liked. I got sidetracked once I found that cool Etsy store. I'm not gonna lie, I found that Etsy store and was like, I'm just going to be looking at all of these plushies through the whole store. I thought that was a cool store. I might actually buy a couple of those patterns to see if I can trick my mom into making them for me. She's a... I hate that this is what they call themselves. She's a hooker. That's what the crochet ladies call themselves in her Facebook group. So I'm also going to use the colors from this ball that I've been looking at the reference art on. There we go. Oh no, I totally colored those in on the wrong layer. All the way through the fingers. Redo that step. Go back to this layer. There we go. So blue, blue, blue. White, white, white. Yellow, yellow, yellow. And the fingers need to be alien green. I started following that store too. Yeah, I went down a rabbit hole. I went through looking at a lot of stuff on that store. I thought there was a lot of really cool stuff they had. So I would love a Krampus plushie. And I would really like to have a Mothman plushie. And maybe some Yetis and some Bigfoots. There was a lot of really cute things that I really thought would be great. Once in the not too distant future, I'm gonna have to redecorate the Garoffice. A lot of the old man stuff that is in here is gonna go into the new old man room that we've been building. And so I'm gonna have to redecorate in here. So I'm gonna need some cool nerdy things. And I've got some ideas. I think one of the things I've done is I have all of the Patreon prints in frames ready to go up, like as decorations. I think that'll be cool. I'm going to try to put those up though right behind my desk when I have the new desk set up so that you can see them when I'm streaming. I think that'll be cool. But I got all these shelves behind me, and I think my books will only fill about 2 of the 3. So I have lots of decorations I need to do. If only I knew someone who had the ability to print posters. Yeah, I might be interested in printing off a bunch of posters if I knew someone who could print posters. That's a joke because I can print posters. I've got a giant poster printer sitting right next to me. All right. Almost got all the... Really, at this point, I'm just drawing in the highlight areas. Like this. All right. Let's go ahead and switch this to multiply. Yeah, it looks good. You're looking good, volleyball alien. And we'll bring you around like this. And then we'll also just do a little shade along these stitches to imply that they are, you know, indented stitches bits. Just a little bit of cheating. And we'll shade these fingertips. So I've got some cool stuff that I can put up. I've got a glow in the dark shark that I got for my birthday that is really awesome. I've got the super awesome D20 I got for my birthday from Poor Theory. I got the awesome glow in the dark shark from Paramin. It's a 3D printed shark skeleton that glows in the dark. All right, there we go. This is our volleyball alien. So I'm going to turn this layer back on. And now we got to shrink down volleyball alien and find a place for him. We better turn these guys back on so we can see where all the other aliens are. Where do you want to live? Oops. I want that layer. Yeah, there we go. All of the layers. Let's see where we want to have volleyball playing at. Over here. We'll go over here and play some volleyball over here. Make you a little bigger. There we go. There we go. Now, if I could just draw like 10 of those a day, this print might actually get done. Wheel suggestion, Bigfoot camping like a human, like with a tent and fold-up chair and all. Okay. Interact. Bigfoot tent campground. Added to the wheel. All right, we have a half an hour left. I wanted to go to 10 so that I could raid, basically so I could raid Paramin as he went live. But honestly, the caffeine intake that I did to get this stream going is starting to wear off. And I'm starting to feel a little drawn down again. That's the nature of my brain in general. Some days I just have to accept that it needs more rest. And I've been working really hard to try to get the Patreon packages done today. I have over on sitting next to my laminator all of the stickers in their laminate pouches ready to go through the laminator, so that they can get cut tomorrow and Friday and be ready to go on Saturday. If you are interested in the Patreon rewards for December the theme is aliens in the ocean. So this is the art print I've been working on. I don't know if this is going to be the final art print. Like I said, I'm not happy with how this Vista is working, but I am happy with how the characters are coming out. So we have stickers. The sticker pack includes our alien lifeguard, David Hasselhoff alien, alien mermaid, alien that fell asleep in a donut, the Jalalian, which is another type of alien mermaid but is half jellyfish, and alien kids making a sandcastle using their drone. Those are the stickers for the month. The other characters on here are just for the print is Sand Alien, who's buried in the sand, and now Volleyball Alien. And like I said, a bunch of which I have drawn and then deleted and drawn and deleted and drawn and deleted. If you sign up before the end of December, you will get all 5 of the stickers in the sticker pack. If you sign up for the print tier, you'll get the print. I don't know what the print 100% is going to be yet. Rest, man. You need it. Thanks for the stream. Thank you for coming and hanging out. I appreciate it so much. Be sure to join the Discord. And if you're not following me on the socials, TikTok, Instagram, Threads, Blue Sky, YouTube, Facebook, I'm on those. You can join the Discord to get updates. I appreciate every single one of you. You really, honestly, I was so dragging butt today and going, I just want to get to the stream. I like the stream. It's good for my mental health. It's good to talk to all of you. I appreciate you guys so much. I really do. Thank you for all of your support, everything you do. I will be back on Friday at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time to do one more stream this week. If you missed any of the streams from last week, they are going up on YouTube. I've basically decided to start putting the VODs up on YouTube a week later. So today, last Wednesday's VOD went up. That's the your birthday stream, Paramin. You can go check that out. There's some stuff I did for your birthday on there. Have a wonderful evening. I hope you'll come back and see me on Friday. Thank you all for being great. In the meantime, I want you guys to take care of yourselves. Have a good Wednesday night. Have a wonderful Thursday. And remember, as always, to stay weird. I'll see you next time.